I'll never tell you what to do with your trades or investments, as I am not a financial advisor. Any and all content provided by me contains my own speculative opinion on the market. As such, this content should not be used to make trading or investment decisions. The market is extremely volatile, and the decisions you make should be based on your own due diligence. If you should make a trade or investment decision based off the speculative content that we provide, this disclaimer legally relinquishes me from any and all responsibility. Past market performance is not indicative of future market results. Trading in any market is extremely risky, and you should conduct your own research and analysis prior to making trading or investment decisions. Well. Welcome back to Blackfire Technical Analysis. Today is Wednesday, technically Thursday, but for me it's Wednesday due to my own schedule. It's not Thursday till I go to bed. Happy Wednesday. I hope everybody's week is going well. I had an ultra frustrating day. I hit kind of a little bit of a low point today, and I do want to talk about that with you guys before I dive into the analysis. I want to be as transparent with you guys as humanly possible. I don't want to put up any kind of walls as far as my own psychological standpoint and my emotional standpoint is concerned, because all of that kind of mentality, all the psychology and all of the emotions has everything to do with trading technical analysis, and we'll get into the events that unfolded and why I was wrong on the position that I took. But I wanna just let everybody know a little bit of a fact real quick. I am by no means a professional day trader by any standard. At the current moment in time, I am still working to improve on a daily basis. I am, battling through my low points, battling through all the losses. At the current moment in time, I'm a consistent loser. To be quite frank and quite honest with you guys, I have not had the greatest luck with Bitcoin, as that has been my main day trading asset. I have not had the greatest luck. Again, I suck with consolidation. I really suck with ranges. I'm still learning how to trade ranges, and I have secretly been trading the range since the range generated and was confirmed as a range. So that's been well over a month now that I've been trying to trade the range, and it has not been going well for me. So I just want to make that very clear to everybody again. We're all here to learn. We're all here to gain new perspectives and learn with each other. But again, I am by no means a professional trader, and I'm gonna give you guys some evidence to that fact today. Something really big that I learned, that I actually took. I took it for granted, not using this technique, and it bit me in the ass. And I lost 4.2% on a trade, but that 4.2% was on 3x leverage, so I ended up losing 16% of the position. We'll get into that once we get into Bitcoin, but for now, I do want to continue on with my analysis. We'll hop right in. We're going to start with the traditional stock market. NASDAQ, obviously, complete opposite of what I expected, but there are some outliers to be aware of for NASDAQ, so we'll go ahead and get hopping right into this bad boy here. It's a low. I mean, we got a low, we got continuation. We broke through resistance here at $14,820. Back testing it as support currently. We still have time in this daily candle to consider here. Anything can happen within that time. But for now, we got a break of resistance. New resistance tends to flip into new support. And we're getting a little bit of evidence of that right now. And where are my moving averages here? We're going to go ahead and bring them up. Yeah, here's your moving averages here. We're back above all major moving averages. Looking at stochastics here. Still coming to the downside a little bit, but we're seeing a little bit of waning momentum here on stochastics. Looking like we want to try to bounce at least off the 50 read here. That would be a decent signal to consider as far as the bullish perspective is concerned, in my opinion. Looking at the RSI, beautiful. We got this break below. I really looked at this as a change of behavior, but this could very well prove to be another macro higher low in the overall structure here. And quite honestly, I'm looking for continuation. I am looking for continuation to the all-time high resistance and maybe a little bit further. The only thing that is a little concerning, in my opinion, is this lower than average volume here on this run up. That just tells me that there isn't as much of an agreement in the market as I would be comfortable with taking, a position on. However, it moved up, and it took out the red 10 simple here, and it took out this resistance here. I do think there is enough momentum to be looking for new all-time highs here, and back to that one specific region here, the 1.414. If we do break that region here, the 2.272 is the next valid target, in my opinion, for the long term. Again, for the long term, not looking for anything immediate, price action to just shoot up. Holy crap! I got 3 viewers. Welcome, viewers. 3. That's awesome. Thank you guys for being here. Hit that like button. Seriously, hit that like button for me real quick. I know you guys like the content. You guys are here because you like the content. Hit that like button. Boost that YouTube algorithm for me. Much appreciated. But back to the analysis here. Again, we break that 1.414. Again, long term, I would see no reason why this asset couldn't hit the $16,800 region. But that's a lot of hindsight trading. Right now, there is a couple of issues for the bearish perspective here. We are seeing this extension on extremely low volatility, actually rating at 0, at the 0 percentile right now, and that's where you get this blue bar here. If you can see it, we get that blue bar. That's just a big signal that we're at no volatility, essentially. I don't know how we're getting this price action to the upside on no volatility, but whatever. We have no volatility. What does this tell us? This tells us that a big move is likely to be generated at some point in time. Again, the direction is not implied on the move itself. Again, you want to tie in volatility with the direction of the move. Once you know the direction of the move, that's kind of where you can tie in the directional capability of historical volatility percentile. But until that expansion is initiated, we're not going to know the direction of the move. However, I am inclined a little bit to say that direction is potentially to the upside. What I want to see continuation to new all-time highs. I want to see the RSI break into the bullish control zone once again. I want to see that exponential curve back to a positive slope. Again, we got that bullish divergence that is continuing to play out. That much is evident. Continuation is more likely, in my opinion. So I want to see momentum oscillators kind of start curling back up before I'm actually full-blown, gung-ho on that bullish perspective. This is what we need to be aware of for the downside here. If we do put in a lower high here, especially with a closure, I would say below this region here at 14,710. Any closure below this region, likely we do get a lower high call on the RSI. Maybe bearish divergence is no bearish divergence. We can't get bearish divergence on that. That's wrong. Excuse me. A lower high, though, we can get a lower high. If we do confirm a lower high within this region, again, with the condition of this region closing below 14,700, that'll be a downtrend. That'll be a downtrend, in my opinion. We do have this lower low in comparison with this low here. This low here that printed is a change of behavior technically, and looking at a lower high would be confirmation of a downtrend. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily that the bull market is over. We are technically in a range between the all-time high point and this region here at 14,600, and setting a lower high. The only condition that I would have to look for is at least a test of the $14,600 region. Again, I don't want to get too deep into the hindsight trading aspect, and that's just been biting me in the ass lately. All that hindsight, hopium for the future, crystal ball, mumbo jumbo bullshit. I'm trying to psychologically remove myself from that and look at current price action in relation to past prior action. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for NASDAQ for right now. Continuation is what I'm looking for, but if we don't get continuation, at the very least, I'm going to be looking for a little bit of a range again, because volatility is so crushed. Just because we got this 0 read here does not mean it's going to expand right now. Again, there is no prediction for time, and there is no prediction for direction of movement. All we do know is that, hey, a move is likely to generate very soon in the traditional stock market here, as far as NASDAQ is concerned. So that's kind of where I'm going to leave NASDAQ. I don't want to stay on that one too long. I know we got some requests to knock out tonight. We'll go ahead and move on to SPY futures here. It's almost the same thing. We do see volatility is very low. It is starting to expand to the upside a little bit. I'll be more confident of the direction of expansion if we see upside movement with the expansion above the moving average here on historical volatility percentile. Nonetheless, we do got a little bit of expansion, so that is something to take into consideration. Stochastics looking a little bit better, and again, I do have this long-term 1, 2, 3 point touch trend line that is valid in my opinion. It is very valid and is confirmed as an uptrend line here. Looking like maybe we don't even want to really escape the bottom side of the bullish control zone. If we see stochastics curl up with price action back into the bullish control zone, that is going to be a very, very, very critical read in my opinion, a very tradable one at that. And I'd be looking for extension. The same disposition on this one as NASDAQ. Got that nice bounce low off that green 55, off of the support region here at 4250. Continuation back above the yellow 21 and back above the red 10 simple. Back above all major moving averages. I have no reason to be bearish on anything that's closing candles above all major moving averages, right? And we technically took out this resistance. So the next target that I'm going to be looking for is this region here at 43.76.75. Technically, we closed above the one spot to 272, so naturally, I have to look for the one spot 414 as a potential target as well, right around the $4,410 region. Obviously, with the condition of the all-time high being broken, I would be looking for that region as an extension target. For now, since we broke this resistance, we're looking at this, again, the same kind of thing that we saw on NASDAQ here, back testing the support. If we can confirm this as support, I'll be looking for a target extension all the way back up to the all-time high around 43.75. And if we break that region, the one spot 414 at 44.10 will be my next target. However, same bearish sentiment has to be considered for ES1 here. If we see kind of a pullback, a break below this resistance, I'm going to be looking for the red 10 simple as the potential target. I won't be looking for any kind of high call unless we get some kind of bearish engulfing candle all the way back down to the yellow 21 moving average, at which point a lower high would be confirmed. But we got that bullish divergence drive. We got the long-term trend structure, trend line on the RSI still playing out. Very, very, very valid here. The only thing that is a little bit concerning is the rejection of the negatively sloped exponential that we do see currently. Again, we still have time in the day. We still have plenty of time before this candle closure initiates to kind of see what happens. But seeing this get rejected, in my opinion, would not be the greatest signal. In my opinion, again, I am on lower high watch. Even though we're seeing this price action boom to the upside, I have no choice but to be on lower high watch until proven otherwise. And for both of those assets, proven otherwise would be new all-time highs, right? So until that condition is met, that's kind of how I'm looking for it. If we do break this to the downside, again, I'm going to be looking for this region as the next target here at 43.08. Give or take a few bucks, and if we get that high call, targets likely extend much lower back down to the green 55. And that's about as far as I'm willing to go as far as hindsight trading is concerned. I only want to go a couple of plays ahead and a couple of plays behind. I don't want to look for like targets and all the way to the 2 spot 272 just yet, because we don't have evidence of that being a possibility. So that's kind of how I'm looking at ES1. Dow Jones is likely the same, lower high watch, actually meeting and technically rejecting resistance today. Yeah, we are closing candles above all major moving averages here, but the same principle applies here. Until the condition of seeing a new all-time high is met, I will be on lower high watch. Even if we do see candle closers above this region, yes, I would be inclined to look for a target extension to the all-time high resistance right around 35,000. However, unless that condition is met, I'm going to be looking for lower highs along this region. Again, it's still very, very bullish, closing above all major moving averages. I have no reason to be bearish on this. However, I always have to be aware of those bearish sentiments. This one actually looking a little more healthier. Again, seeing this bounce, this bullish divergence back above the 50 read. This 50 read is a very critical buy signal in my opinion. Trading this, I would have bought this. Seeing bullish momentum back above the 50 read, very, very, very good tell of potential continuation being very likely here. And seeing this price action closing technically very little, but technically above that negatively sloped exponential has been forced back to a positively sloped exponential very slightly. It's a very slight, very slight positive slope, but I take slope analysis very, very, very seriously. So yes, while I do think continuation is more likely, I have to be prepared for the potential of pullbacks here. And since we got this technical rejection of this resistance, pullback to this region would not be out of the question, all the way down to 34,300. Higher low, maybe. higher low maybe, but I would prefer to see this region break, see price action to the upside. Another critical signal that I've been paying attention to is the break of the critical zone for the bullish side here, back into the bullish control zone with the stochastics. But again, we see a little bit of that waning downside pressure starting to lose momentum here with that price action to the upside. So I am more inclined to think, maybe the bulls have an opportunity to go ahead and force this back up. And I'll give you a couple of pointers on why I'm a little more bullish than bearish, with the analysis of Dixie, which we will get to probably right now. That's kind of where I'm going to leave Dow Jones. We have our upside targets. I'm not looking for any upside targets until I'm not looking for extensions, Fibonacci extensions, until we break the all-time high. And I already have a downside target. That much is covered. We're going to go ahead and move on to Dixie, which is very interesting. We're going to look at that. Where is it? Boom. Dixie seeing a little bit of a pullback. Third drive of bearish divergence. That's where I get really concerned. When I see 3 drives of bearish divergence, that's where I get really concerned for major pullbacks, right? So that's already confirmed. We do have the potential to see it play out today. Seeing this price action come to the downside, seeing it test the blue 377 once again. If we do see a closure below that blue 377, the next valid target, in my opinion, is this support level here at 92.32. And in my opinion, that would not be a good thing here. Now, watching my mentor, call reversal, really made me think about it. But from everything that I was taught, it's not a reversal until proven otherwise, right? From an aggressive standpoint, you could look at this formation as a bullish reversal formation, right? We have our low here that was printed on the 6th of January, and we have our macro higher low that was printed on the 24th of May, right? So we do technically have higher lows. We only have one higher high, right? This is your swing high of the formation. Here is your swing low of the formation. We do not yet have a higher high in this formation. That's why I'm a little more iffy on the bullish perspective from the US dollar index, but the pullback on the US dollar index is giving me a little bit of evidence as to why we're seeing upside price action, not only in the cryptocurrency market, but in traditional stock markets as well. Anytime we see US dollar index really increasing, we tend to see those assets start to decline. But when we see the US dollar index decline, we tend to see, typically we see other assets increasing as a result. So we do have a top call. We do have a bearish divergence call. I think it's too early to be targeting that downside level all the way down here. Again, I want to wait until that blue 377 breaks to the downside. And if we do get that condition met on a daily candle closure basis, I will be looking for a greater pullback to this region here. However, if we can see a base of support on the blue 377, maybe a higher low, and a closure above this region here, I'll be looking for extensions back to that prior swing high in this formation. Again, I am more bullishly inclined now that we're back above the blue 377. However, if we lose that blue 377, I will no longer be bullishly inclined. Again, there are a couple of mixed signals here from my perspective. We do have a golden cross, right? We do have a golden cross on the US dollar index here for the first time since like 2020, like early 2020. So that is something that has a lot of weight in my perspective. Looking at stochastics looking very bullish. Again, seeing this bounce technically off the bottom side of the bullish control zone and back up. It's starting to coil around a little bit, which from my perspective, anytime you see coiling in the bullish control zone or the bullish critical zone, I love that coiling shit. That's just telling me that the bulls have absolute control of an asset. So seeing a little bit of this coiling action is more or less of a good thing unless we see a complete breakdown. And again, I do believe a closure below that blue 377 will initiate more of a greater pullback with this asset. When is the last low here? And even then, it technically would still be bullish, right? Even a pullback to this region here, this red horizontal support, 92.1 even, would not be out of the question. Actually, I'd prefer to see it pull back to this level, 92.22, because if that condition is met, we do still have the premise for a potential higher low in formation, and we would still be bullish on this asset nonetheless. But again, long term, I am not bullish on this until we take this region out here at 93.25, and until that condition is met, my bias will remain the same until proven otherwise. That's kind of how I'm looking at Dixie. Again, seeing a little bit of pullback. Probably expected to see some upside price action in some of these traditional markets. We're seeing a lot of traditional stocks going to the upside today, and this is likely, in my opinion, the reason. So we'll go ahead and move on. And we're going to go ahead and discuss my disappointment and my failure today. Let me get some water. All right. Confirmation is what I failed to wait for, right? I would have known that this was a trap if I had waited for a confirmation. I do believe that this is a trap. I do believe that this is a little bit of a bull trap, in my opinion. I still need to see a little bit more price action on Bitcoin to be more comfortable with that call. But the way price action moved after basically destroying structure tells me that it's a trap. Okay, and here's what I did. Right, I'm gonna mark off the level, and I'll show you guys basically how I set up my trade and where my trade failed. Right, so I had this region here. Okay. And I went to the I went to more of the aggressive side, right? So I saw this candle closure yesterday. Boom, just like this, right? Right here. Soon as that new low printed, I was like, oh shit, the floodgates are about to open. I've been showing you guys evidence after evidence after evidence. You know, VPVR, historical volatility, expanding volume, RSI, stochastic, so many points of evidence that said this was likely to continue further to the downside. But I forgot the one critical thing, the one key thing that I should have waited for: confirmation. Confirmation. And I'll explain what that is. This candle broke down. Confirmation of this being resistance is price action pumping back up to this resistance and failing and closing another candle closure below the resistance that I'm looking at. That's confirmation. I did not wait for confirmation. Shame on me. I did not wait for confirmation, and it bit me in the ass, because what happened? I did the right thing. I did the right thing from a risk management standpoint, right? I put my risk management right here. I'm gonna do a little bit of editing here. I'm gonna make it the way I had it yesterday. Dashed line with coordinates of 31,000. Oh, excuse me. 31,000 is, why is it not 31,000? Boom. Right? That's where I had my risk management point. I entered somewhere near this resistance when it broke. No, I entered on closure, actually. So I technically entered here, right? So a little bit more risk as a result. Obviously, you can see this is technically 2% above this support region here. I mitigated my risk off of that support just in case we did see a little bit of a stab through. And when I came home yesterday, we were basically even with yesterday's open, right? And that's kind of how I was thinking. I was like, yeah, maybe we see some rejection, blah, 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 blah. I go to bed, I leave the position in place, and then I wake up, and we're all the way above the freaking yellow 21. I'm like, what the hell happened? I'm out of my position. I lost basically what I had on risk and on 3x leverage from this point here to this point here was 4.2%. So I technically lost something like 16.8% on the position. Not good. Not good. Not a good trade. Not a good trade whatsoever. I did not wait for confirmation. I failed myself. This isn't the market's fault. This isn't the event's fault. This isn't the news. This is on me, because I failed to wait for confirmation that this breakdown was real, right? And again, I'll cover it again. The breakdown confirmation, what would have been, should have been, or what I needed to see happen was this candle closure below this support, and then a back test and rejection to confirm it as resistance. I did not do that. I entered as soon as it broke. I took a more aggressive standpoint, right? And sometimes being more aggressive can bite you in the ass. So I'm definitely taking the time to be a little more conservative, and definitely waiting for confirmation, because I got caught in that trap today. I got caught in the trap and I took a losing trade, and now I have to wait for the next setup. And what do we see? Very powerful move. Back above the red 10 simple, back above basically two tentative resistance points here, and technically printing a change of behavior candle here. This was our last high, according to RSI, printing this high call here. Yeah, this is our confirmed high, and we saw today's candle closure close vastly above that, reclaiming a moving average. So continuation is more likely, in my opinion, especially with this nasty stochastics cross to the upside. We are back within the bearish control zone here. This is a critical read, in my opinion. Technically a buy, but I'm waiting for a little bit of a pullback. Again, I always expect on powerful moves like that a little bit more of a pullback, and if it does pull back, I might be able to set myself up with a decent position. However, This is a critical read. This is a very, very, very critical read. The exponential has been forced back to a positive stature. We do see stochastics breaching back into the bearish control zone on a very powerful candle, daily candlestick here. But again, that low call, that low is by no means bullish. I am still not bullish. I'm like short-term bullish. Yeah, I do see potential for upside, maybe to this region here. Here, I'm going to mark it off. Right here is going to be kind of the first target that I'm looking at. Change that one more time. I do apologize. Go back to my original format here. Yeah, that's going to be my next target here. This is kind of the target that I'm looking for. 34,300 is kind of the next region that I'm going to be looking for over the next couple of days. Again, I do believe this is a trap. I do believe it is a bull trap starting to play out here. And, a little bit more evidence of that fact is that we saw volatility actually decline, right? We actually saw volatility decline as a result of this pump to the upside, which means it is a counter trend move, right? It is a counter trend move, in my opinion. Volatility was actually expanding as price action came to the downside. And as soon as we saw that new low being printed, boom, trap initiated. Shook me out of my position, and it likely shook a lot of other people out of their position, especially those who are playing this asset a little more to the aggressive side, which I did. I made the mistake of playing a more aggressive standpoint on this, and it bit me right in the ass. So that's me being transparent. That's me being completely open and honest. I took a massive loss today. It was not a pretty loss. I was not happy. Again, I hit a low point psychologically. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Blah, blah, blah. The whole spiraling downwards thing, right? And then I realized I didn't fucking wait for confirmation. Always wait for confirmation. It is so much more successful if you wait for confirmation. I fucked up. That's what happened today. That's what happened with my position today. So let's go ahead and dive a little bit deeper into some analysis here. Yes, we do have a new low here. I am very bearish on this. Very bearish. We are in a bear market. There is no evidence to suggest that we're in a bull market at all whatsoever. This is a bear market. Yeah, it's a trap. It is a trap. A trap is a trap is a trap, and I do think continuation again to this level is likely in my opinion. But again, I'm gonna be on top call. I'm gonna be looking for this to top out and this to continue to the downside. This asset likely continues its original trend after this bull trap is done and over with. Nasty, what 15% initially to the upside, ended up being like a 10% candle. After confirming new lows, typically not what you would expect to see, right? And from my perspective, typically not what you would expect to see after seeing an asset print new lows, basically completely destroying the entire structure as a whole, right? This was the last area that we were looking at here, and as soon as this broke, I got extremely confident, like, yep, that's it, it's time to go. RSI is going to dive deep into the bearish control zone. It's on high volume, blah, 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 blah. Didn't work out like that. So what am I expecting over the next couple of days? Yes, I am going to be looking for a little bit sideways action, maybe even, again, a pump up to this region here at the very most. And if we, I could be wrong. If we do take this region out at 34, we'll call it 34,350. If we take that region out, I have no reason not to think that the death cross will be tested. And technically, we have not really confirmed the test of this death cross yet, so maybe it happens later rather than sooner, as this would be my next target to the upside for Bitcoin, right around 36,150, give or take a few bucks here. On the other hand, if we fail to hold the red 10 simple, we likely see a complete capitulation all the way back down below this prior low, and we likely see the downtrend continuation start to play out. I do think the downside continuation is still going to be the overall result of this move here. I do not see this move being a massively bullish, oh my god, it's going to reverse to the upside, Bitcoin's going to new all-time highs. That's not how I'm seeing this that's not how I'm seeing this at all. I'm actually just seeing this as a bull trap. So if you got trapped like I did, sorry. Sorry, but my bias is still to the downside on this one. The conditions, again, I'm still waiting for, at the very least, a closure below 31,500. If we do get that condition met, I'm going to be looking for this target down here, 30,400, give or take. And any closure below there, floodgates are going to be back to the open side, in my opinion. And I'll give you guys another piece of evidence for the bearish perspective here. We're going to go ahead and get rid of the moving averages, right? We're going to bring up the VPVR, if I can find it. Why? What the hell? What am I looking at? So again, here's your point of control. Yes, technically we could see a test again of that point of control, but this point of control is acting as extreme resistance in my opinion. We saw a breakdown below it and we failed to get above it, and we haven't been above it since. So again, this is more bearish evidence. What else am I looking at here? This lower value node right here. This is kind of like another last hope level. If we see candles close below this region here, look at all these lower value nodes right here, all the way down, all the way down. Yeah, you know, even these fat boys, they're not colored like this. So these fat boys here are still lower value nodes. Why are they lower value nodes? Look at the price action. Look at how much price action we actually have within this region, right? Between 22,700 and 24,000. I think we have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days ever of price action being at that price point, right? So there's not that much volume supporting that price action. There's not much volume supporting any of this price action because we didn't have, you know, consolidation. It was just a boom, breakout, right? Boom, breakout. Not much volume at all until we got to this region here. And even up here are higher value nodes until you get to those all-time high levels, which have very low volume. But, you know, even down here when it was, you know, in that Wyckoff distribution level, we got some very, very high value nodes. But now that we're losing those nodes, there's weakness in this asset, in my opinion. I am looking at this with bearish eyeballs. I'm still waiting for this bull trap to resume to the downside. I'm looking for the downside price action to resume. Maybe we see some oscillators come to the upside for a couple of days, which is actually kind of what I'm expecting. Seeing this bounce off the top side of the bullish control zone here, back above the exponential, forcing the exponential back to a positive stature. This is how I'm looking at it until we see RSI break the 50 read with massive bullish momentum and continuation on price action. I'm not going to flip to the bullish perspective. And more importantly, until we see structural higher highs, which would be this region here, roughly 36,000. Until we take out 36,000, I'm ultimately bearish. So for now, that's kind of how I'm looking at Bitcoin. I got trapped. I got fucking trapped. And it pissed me off. It shouldn't have made me mad. I should have stuck to my psychological rules. But I've been taking a string of L's for the past month or so, and it just kind of tipped me over the edge a little bit. It really made me put trading into perspective. Like I really need to start paying attention to confirmation. Confirmation is extremely important, you guys. No matter if you're aggressive or not, confirmation, in my opinion, is much more important than just taking a play because you got one signal telling you to take a play. You need to find confluence. You need to find indicators that are lining up all together, and you need confirmation. Even if your indicators are all lined up together, you should probably still wait for that confirmation. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but from my perspective, waiting for confirmation is always the best decision, or you end up losing 16% on a 3x leverage position like I did today. So that's kind of how I'm looking at Bitcoin. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns about Bitcoin, or different perspectives, how are you guys viewing it? Let me know. Drop me a comment in the comment section or shoot me a message in the TA study group chat. Let me know your feelings on Bitcoin. Let me know your analysis and stuff like that. Maybe I can get a little bit of a different perspective. I am only one person, and I do believe that having more than one perspective is always a good thing. So that's it for Bitcoin. I do believe it is time for analysis requests. We still have 3 viewers. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, you guys, for sticking around and watching the stream. I appreciate it so much. You guys have no idea how good it makes me feel. People are like, oh, you only have 3 viewers. I have 3 viewers. That's freaking phenomenal. I have 3 human souls watching my stream right now, and I feel very appreciated for that fact. So thank you guys so much for being here. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Tick that little bell. Much love, you guys. So we'll go ahead. I do have, I think, only a couple medium time frames. So the daily for BBIG, medium time frame. That'd be the daily. If I would stop fucking up, BBIG, fucking up all day today. Ooh, gap open, gap up. All right, so this is that asset that doesn't have that much history here. Now this is what's concerning right off the bat. We got that pump up on. Ooh, is that above average? Barely above average on volume here. We do have a low call, I do believe. Boom. Yeah, we do have a low call here. Maybe we can adjust the long-term uptrend structure. This would remain valid, in my opinion. We got that nice little bounce low here. I'm going to be looking for continuation as a result. Maybe a little bit of a pullback to test this. Again, confirmation. confirmation. Even if price action continues to the upside, a second candle closure above this resistance would prove to be confirmation. So that's what I'm going to be waiting for on this asset. And that's what I'm going to be waiting for on every asset from now on. Golden Owns says, did you see Bitcoin live with Elon? Don't forget me. Golden Owens, I don't know who you are. Thank you for the comment. I did not. I don't even have live cable, and I rarely pay attention to the news. But I'm slowly being convinced that maybe I should start fucking doing that, because I've been so anti-news lately, and it ended up being news that actually took me out of my position today. The news of the event is what initiated the trap today, and the news of the event likely continues price action to the upside. But again, from a technical standpoint, I do believe Bitcoin is likely to reject at a specific resistance. I'm not sure which one. It could be any resistance before 36,000. But I have a strong opinion that Bitcoin rejects resistance and continues the trend to the downside. News like that, yeah, you get some price action to the upside. Elon Musk, being live, and talking about Bitcoin and all that stuff, he does have a tendency to have this inert ability to basically sway a market in one direction or the other at will. It's insane. But I did not see it, unfortunately. So probably should start paying attention to the news of the assets that I'm trading a little bit. I'm starting to learn. Again, I was pretty closed-minded against the news. I'm trying to dive into different perspectives. That's definitely the goal of this channel, is to open my brain to new perspectives and start learning some more shit that matters. Apparently, if I would have known about that news, maybe I would have set my position up a little bit better, or maybe if I just waited for confirmation, the same results were probably likely. I wouldn't have lost a big chunk of my change today on that one. So thank you for the comments so much, man. Freaking getting some comments on my stream. I'm pretty excited about that. We'll go ahead and move on here. What do we see? We got a break of resistance here on BBIG back above $3.55. I'm going to be looking for this to confirm whether we see price action pull back and confirm this as new tentative support, or we see price action continue with a candle closure, a second candle closure above this. That's kind of the condition that I'm looking for. What is this level here that I have laid out? Okay. But the fact that we closed above this resistance, I will be looking for continuation up until this resistance here at around $3.85. And if we get a candle closure above there, likely we see continuation to this prior high here, right around $4.28. I don't want to go too far into the future with the hindsight trading. I want to keep it as tight as possible. I don't want to plan for, a moonshot. Again, this asset's not that old, and you guys know how I feel about, assets that aren't that old. I'm not really extremely comfortable with trading them. However, we fucking bullish. I mean, this is technically bullish. We got this downtrend, but low, all of these are following the same trend line, printing lows on the same trend line here. So I am inclined to think that this is a little bit of a bullish asset right now. And in my opinion, let's look at the RSI. What does the RSI tell us? Yeah. Ooh, did it break? I don't know why my trading view is so glitchy today. I don't know. Technically, we broke above the 50. I would rather see a more definitive break of the 50 read before I'm confident with a buy. However, we technically did breach the 50 read, so continuation is inclined. Here's what's concerning, though. No, not concerning. We broke the exponential and forced it back to a positive slope. Maybe this is a good buy signal. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but if I was trading this, I'd have to delegate it in my mind a little bit. But this is technically a signal. We are barely, but technically, if I really open that up, we do see RSI is above that 50 read and has forced the exponential back to a positive slope. Now, again, while I have concerns of it, rejecting, printing another lower high on RSI, I am looking for new highs as a result. Why? Because price action is to the upside. Volume is a little concerning, but technically above average. Stochastics giving a beautiful read here, crossing back up. I want to see that exponential back to a positive slope before I'm more confident. But this does look like it's shaping out to be a little bit of a decent signal and potentially see price action to the upside. Now, on the other hand, if we fail to hold this region at $3.55 and we come back down, this low is the next realistic target, in my opinion. And if we take this low out here, all of that bullish perspective, in my opinion, will be destroyed, at least for the time being. Again, we do have that long-term uptrend diagonal that is supporting price action throughout this movement here. That this is very valid. We have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of contact on this trend line, putting a lot of validity on it. So I am more inclined to think that this does have potential to go to the upside. Volatility is still pretty high, so I'm not looking at any kind of consolidation in the future. Although I do believe maybe this entire movement here is just a big old consolidation range. However, I am more inclined to look for some upside possibilities. Now, if we do break and set new all-time highs, sky's the limit. 1.272 is going to be the next Fibonacci extension target. If we do see that condition met, right around $6.70, but we're well and far away from that. I do believe this one has a little bit more work to accomplish before we see any kind of extreme bullish momentum. So that's where I'll leave BBIG. I think the only one left is AMC. For those of you watching, drop a comment in the YouTube comment section if you want any other requests. I'll be happy to fulfill them today. Keep the stream going as long as possible if you guys like. Drop them in the comment section below and I'll knock them out. AMC is the last one, so if you're wanting some more content, some more streaming content, leave me some comments right now. That way we can keep this stream going, because once I'm done with AMC, I might wrap it up. Let's talk AMC. This is a big one that I'm paying attention to. And I don't want to get too cocky. But we're still meeting that ceiling of resistance, right? We're still meeting resistance here. And this is what I've been saying about AMC for quite some time. We had this nasty pullback. I do believe it was like 40%, something like that. Let's take an actual measurement of pullback. Yeah, bigger than 40%, 48% to be more exact. Almost half of the asset's value was lost. More BTC. What time frame? Golden Owen says, BTC, do you want like CME futures? Do you want like a shorter term time frame, longer term time frame, or did you just miss BTC? I'll do BTC again. Fuck it. I'll redo BTC. Go ahead and look at AMC though. We got a rejection of the L21 moving average and a rejection of this critical zone. I do look at this as a very, very, very critical zone here at 42.65, and we did put in a reversal style candlestick on that resistance here. This is a shooting star, 1 hour. Ooh, the hourly. Okay, I'll do the hourly. But we do see a little bit of a, not a shooting star. This is a gravestone, a doji style candlestick here. Defined by the extremely long wick and the square body. That is technically a gravestone candlestick that has printed. Now, what is that an indication of? Indication of potential reversal. Again, anytime you see a reversal style candlestick, the direction of reversal is not implied, but you can kind of get a sense of direction via the indicators. And we do have mixed signals here, right? We have stochastics saying, maybe we're looking at a buy. Maybe we're looking at a buy, right? We still have this region here to take out, the 20 read here. We could easily see stochastics reject that, and that would just be more confluence for the bearish perspective. And we have RSI that's actually saying bearish perspective with a rejection of the exponential here. We've been below the exponential for quite some time. We had a little bit of a stab up. Boom, stab right back down. That is a confirmed rejection in my opinion. Seeing this uptrend line here being very much at risk at this moment in time. We are not that far off price action wise from seeing the RSI uptrend structure breaking to the downside. If we get more downside and a break below that 50 read, in my opinion, that is not going to be a delicious signal. That is not going to be speaking to me with bullish terms, right? It is actually going to be speaking to me with more downside continuation terms. The fact that we rejected this resistance, I have no choice but to look at this as a next potential target to the downside at 35.60. Failed rally, failed pump to the upside, got really sold into today, and the momentum is technically to the downside. Aside from the stochastics, it's basically saying maybe this could be a potential buy signal. Do we have an uptrend structure here on stochastics? Let's take a look, see if that lines up. Yeah, I mean, it's a little choppy, but it works. It works. We do see the momentum on the exponential here back to a positive slope. Maybe we see continuation. Again, I'd rather wait to see what the next candle has in store for us before I make any kind of trading decisions on this asset. We got continuation and we got rejection at a critical level, so we could potentially see a lower high in formation here. And I am on lower high alert after this lower high was confirmed, and we got this nasty decline as a result. Here's your top here, right? This is your high. And then you got your lower high. If we get a third confirmation of a lower high here, Downtrend is likely to ensue if we do see a break below this region here. The next low is going to be the target right around 32 spot 30 and likely much lower. Ooh, Jennifer Lynch says Hall of Fame SPTN WNDW. Okay, all right, we're keeping this stream going. All right, yeah. To the upside, if we do break this level here for AMC, 42 spot 60, I have no reason not to think that the next target is $53.65. And that likely is initiated instantly. If we get that confirmation above this resistance, we likely get a really beautiful buy signal on the stochastic. So that's kind of where I'm going to leave that one. We'll go ahead and check out Bitcoin on the hourly. I haven't done any hourly analysis, so I'm actually going to pull up a new chart, see what we got here. Turn off the moving averages, right? Boom, boom. Open this bad boy up and put it on the hourly. Yeah, see? Trap. Trap, trap, trappy trap. Mother trucker. Mother trucker. Actually playing around with this resistance right here on the hourly. Boom. Alt-H. Let's get some more levels here. We could technically be seeing a little bit of consolidation on the hourly for this one here. But if we do see a break above this region here at 32,280, I'll be looking for extension all the way back up to this region here at 33,060 bucks, give or take a few bucks here, and before maybe a little bit of a pullback on the hourly. What does Stochastics say? Stochastics actually says down, so Stochastics is trading counter trend to the hourly trend right now, which is up, which is actually indicative of that bull trap being a bull trap here. RSI though, playing around with the bullish control zone here, stabbed in, rejected, second stab in, rejected, seeing a little bit of negative slope on that exponential. You know, excuse me, I would be looking for this resistance to break. We do have a little bit of an uptrend on the hourly, so I am more inclined to look for this resistance to break unless we print a lower high. And if we do print a lower high, I would be looking for a little bit of a pullback to this region here on the hourly to 31,650, give or take you know, a few bucks here. That would be the next target to the downside. We are consolidating on the hourly right now. That much is confirmed. And I'll be looking for either the top side or the bottom side of the range to break for confirmation here. Again, seeing the momentum oscillators trading counter trend is a little worrisome. We're seeing stochastics really take a dive into the bearish control zone while we're seeing RSI play around with the bullish control zone again. But this is the hourly, and I'm a higher time frame trader. So that's kind of how I'm looking at the hourly here. I do believe that this is a bull trap. I do believe this is a trap formulated to you know, get people to you know, FUD in, you know, fear of missing out, buy in any kind of potential bullish momentum, and to potentially shake out anyone who's holding stop losses on their shorts. So. You know, while this continues to play in consolidation, those are the most important levels that I'll be looking at. Again, I'll mention them: 32,280 to the upside. If we get a candle closure above there on the hourly, I'll be looking for extension to this region here, right around 33,000. And any closure below here, 31,640, I'll be looking for a pullback to this region here at 31,000-ish, which would tie along with the daily, basically saying, yeah, you know. Bull trap confirmed. Bull trap confirmed. And that's kind of how I'm looking at the hourly. Let's go ahead and move on. I got a request for the Hall of Fame Village, which I am currently an investor in. I am actually not trading this one. I'm just trying to accumulate as many shares as possible. This one's actually not the pinnacle of health and fitness in my opinion here. It's definitely in a big range here, big consolidation range. Now, is that accumulation or is it distribution? This could potentially be a beautiful buy signal here, but we do have evidence of major bearish control, so the potential for the downside still remains. We're holding this region as support, so I have no reason not to think we won't see extension to this region here at $3.83. If we get this region here broken, we likely see stochastics giving a beautiful buy read here. Again, if we see the stochastics cross the 20 read back into the bearish control zone with any kind of major momentum to the upside on price action, preferably above $3.83, I will take that as a major buy signal alongside the RSI here, printing kind of a similar read here, technically a higher low, crossing back above the exponential. I'll be looking for any kind of break of that resistance in confluence with a breach of the 50 read on RSI. If we get those two conditions to be met on price action for the Hall of Fame, very likely a very decent buy signal in my opinion. Let me get some water here. I've been talking a whole bunch. And to the downside, we are playing with structural lows right now. To the downside, this region here being obviously a very critical range here at $3. We'll just call it $3 even. Any closure below that, and I do believe the floodgates are to open, as the next valid target, in my opinion, is all the way down at $1.80, give or take a few bucks. But no, actually, maybe this would be the first target here. Anywhere within this box could be a potential target. $2, right? $1.96 could potentially be a target to the downside if we do see the bottom side of the range break. Again, that is the $3.02 region. Any daily candle closure below there, in my opinion, is likely not to be a good thing. However, it is postured for the upside, in my opinion. We are postured to the upside. We do see the RSI crossing that negatively sloped exponential and forcing it back to a slightly positive stature, alongside stochastics crossing the exponential once again. Again, I'm waiting for two critical reads. Stochastics back above the 20 read, RSI back above the 50 read, in confluence with a break of this resistance here, and a back test and confirmation of new support. Never forget. Never again will I forget that one critical factor in trading. So that's kind of how I'm looking at the Hall of Fame. Again, this isn't one that I'm necessarily trading, although I do believe I will be buying a couple of shares, maybe adding to my arsenal. My plan for this one is to accumulate as much shares of this one as possible. I do believe long term that this one is going to be colossally fucking amazing, only because number one, it's the Hall of Fame. And football is America's #1 sport. Who doesn't love fucking football? Number two, they're putting a water park, a hotel, a resort, and a whole bunch of shit in Canton, Ohio. That is likely to generate a lot of income for the Hall of Fame and for the NFL. Oh, a whole bunch of comment. Jennifer Lynch says, hope so. My average is $3 now, LOL, but I'll just average it down if it falls. Fortunately for me, Jen, I bought the Hall of Fame where? I bought right here at $1.80. I've been in for quite some time. I bought during this consolidation range. I was like, all right, it's pretty cheap. We're just coming off of a major, technical downtrend after this asset opened. I definitely didn't buy any when it opened. Wick high of what? $12? So the potential of seeing this asset hit $12 again is definitely there. But after this downside, I saw a little bit of bullish momentum here, and then I saw this little bit of a range playing, and I bought the range low, and I said, all right, you know what? I'm not trading it. I'm just going to hold it. I do believe that this is a really good price to be holding this asset at, and I'm just accumulating shares as a result. So, good plan. If it does fall, I'll probably be following suit with the whole, averaging down. Just buy lower, buy as low as possible, and buy as many as possible, because again, I do believe long term, I'm talking next 5 to 10 years, I do think this one's going to be a very, very significant asset in the stock market. So that's kind of how I'm looking at the Hall of Fame. I do have SPTN on the window next. I don't know if I've ever heard of that. SPTN. Spartanash. Let us do a little bit of influential analysis on this one. Not only Canton, Vegas too. I started buying at $1.50 and just kept adding. Hell yeah, Jen. That's what I'm talking about. Not trading that one. Definitely not, trying to buy highs or low. I'm just trying to buy as low as possible and hodl like it's a cryptocurrency until the end of time, until it makes me filthy rich. That's the goal. This one though. Okay. I'm gonna need a little bit of a different perspective here. Let's. Okay, so this one is newer. Coming off of a massive downtrend. Let's get some levels. I'm on the daily, right? Let's get some levels put in here. Let's see what happens, right? Boom. We're definitely ranging. This is definitely consolidation right now. Maybe a potential triangle. Maybe a potential triangle in formation here. Yeah, but that formation goes for quite some time, it looks like. Yeah, that's the scope. This ascending triangle could go to November of 2022. Wanted to get in under $1, but had just made my account and had to wait for funds to load. I got in because a buddy of mine said, hey, did you know Canton has a stock? And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, Canton has a stock, the Hall of Fame. And I looked it up, and it happened to be, you know, within a consolidation range, and I was like, fuck it, I'll buy it. I believe in Canton, Ohio. I believe in the Football Hall of Fame. I believe in the NFL, for sure. I'm a huge sports fan. Go Browns. Super Bowl this year. Yeah? Having a good time today, everybody. Having a great time. All right, looking at this one, though, we're definitely consolidating. We're definitely ranging. Let's see if... Yeah, lots of evidence of consolidation. We're basically bouncing between the bottom side of the bullish control zone and the top side of the bearish control zone. Very neutral market right now. Technically an uptrend, yes, that much is confirmed, but as soon as we reached this level here, 16 bucks, we've been consolidating between 16 bucks and 23.25 ever since. Now, we're starting to see that consolidation tighten up a little bit, right? So we can add a couple of more levels. Actually, really, it broke down after this consolidation here. So we are at risk breaking back into the consolidation range, breaking back down. Let's look. Volatility is very, very dead, very indicative of more consolidation. We got to break below this. Actually, we rejected this region here, but we're still holding the overall structure technically. This one's really choppy. This one's not the cleanest thing in the world, but we do have positive momentum on the stochastics here. I would say if we do break this region here at 19.30, consolidation will resume. The most important level that I'm actually looking at right now is to the downside. If we do see $18.15 breaks to the downside, likely we see a really a greater pullback all the way to the bottom side of the range. Again, this is just a massive. It might be an accumulation range, just a massive consolidation phase here, and technically we're not looking for resolution on that consolidation range for a while. Consolidation is consolidation. I'm neither bullish nor bearish on this until the top side of the range breaks, and here's your target here for the top side of the range. Any candle closure above 23.30, bull market, in my opinion, will ensue. Any closure below this region here, 15 or 16 bucks even, long-term, likely new lower lows get printed. This isn't the greatest chart I've ever seen. I personally wouldn't trade it, but it does have potential. It does have potential, and we are seeing a little bit of a structure being maintained. So as long as that structure is maintained, I will have to suggest a little bit more of the upside is likely here, especially if we break 19.30 for the kids. And I wanted to get... Oh, okay. Yeah, for the kids. Yeah, I don't have kids yet, but that's what I'm preparing for, is to have kids with my fiance here. We're getting ready to get married in October, and that's basically when we'll be starting to try. So I'm just trying to accumulate as many funds as possible because I want to retire her from her day job so she can be a stay-at-home mom, and preferably I'd like to be doing this full-time and be a stay-at-home dad. So that's all in preparation of that. That's it for SPTN. That's how I'm looking at that one. Where is the next one? WNDW. Never heard of that one. WNDW. Solar Window Technologies. All right, let's take a look at that one. I'm fucking bearish. This one's not looking healthy at all. Technically, long-term structure is bullish. That much is true. Are we playing with all-time highs? Oh man, this thing's been consolidating for its entire life, hasn't it? Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Well, we broke the consolidation and we fell right back into it. That's a very significant level. That's a pivot. That's a pivot right there for me. Consolidating, that much is very true. Seeing a little bit of consolidation range here, bounce between what? 822 and 618, definitely consolidating for sure. Let's identify a couple of levels to be aware of for potential pullbacks here. As I do think this one's a little more bearish than the other ones that we looked at here. We do see RSI here in the bullish neutral, or excuse me, the bearish neutral zone. Not looking like it's extremely healthy right now from the bullish perspective. Yeah, it's consolidating between the 50 read and the 30 read. I do believe that's a 30 read. Yeah, 38 read. So nothing extremely bullish about that. We are in the precipice of a downtrend, and the downtrend is in continuation, in my opinion. After this major breakdown, we're starting to get a little bit of consolidation here. So kind of what I want to see is a new high. Change of behavior point from my perspective is $11.31. If we do see daily candle closures back above that region, we will have new structural highs confirmed, and I would flip to short-term, medium-term bullish after that. But until we see new all-time highs, I'm not going to be like extremely bullish on this asset. However, there are some downside possibilities. If we see a closure below this region at $6.18, the next target falls all the way down to $4.30 here. And again, stochastics definitely telling you that this isn't the picture of health and fitness. Seeing a major decline to the downside, printing new lows here. I am again on the more bearish perspective on this one. So, what else do we got? What else do we got? Let's look at the weekly. Let's see what the weekly tells us. Yeah, that's reversal, man. That's definitely a reversal. There's another critical level. If we're talking about the weekly perspective, here's another critical level here. I'd be looking at this box as your pivot point from a weekly perspective here. Unless we close it back above $8.50, I'm not going to be looking for any kind of bullish uptrend continuation. Actually, what we see is volatility starting to contract a little bit, which is indicative of consolidation. So we could actually be looking at a greater range playing out on the weekly here between $8.50 and the $5.66 region, or maybe this one right here, $6.50. So technically we could get rid of this region here if I can click anything correctly. Technically, we're ranging, definitely ranging. That much is confirmed. It is consolidation right now. And until that consolidation breaks either to the upside or to the downside, I'm not going to have too much hopium for either direction. I'm just looking for more consolidation, to be quite honest with you. But again, we are on the precipice of a major downtrend, and until we see trend reversal, I am not going to be bullish on this asset. So, yeah, that's it. That's it for that one, you guys. Man, it's been an hour, and 2 viewers stuck through all the way through the stream. You guys, seriously, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching the stream tonight. It is so appreciated that you guys were here. It feels like I have fans. I have fans. That's awesome. Thank you for being here, guys. I do think that's going to wrap it up for the stream. If you like the content, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Tick that little bell. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. And until next time, stay safe, stay happy, and stay healthy. Peace. Oh, wait a minute. Hold the phone. What do you think about Siri? I got another request. I will not fail the fans! Siri. Sirius XM? I'm gonna go ahead and assume that you're talking about Sirius XM just because I don't think you're trading an asset from a different country. So we're gonna look at Siri. Ooh. Siri is messy. Messy but fucking bullish. Whoa. Man. Imagine buying Siri at freaking 10 cents. Imagine buying 1,000 shares at 10 cents. Holy shit. That would be insane. So let's take a look here. Massive capitulation resulting in an uptrend. Right, change of behavior isn't confirmed. Change of behavior is not confirmed. Why? Because we have not taken out the last structural high. However, we saw a couple attempts, right? We saw a couple attempts. I do think this one still has more juice in the tank to go. But the way this one is looking, it's just looking like a greater range for now. It looks like it's been ranging for quite some time. That's a critical level. We're above that critical level, confirmed to support. Back up to this region here. That is a critical level. Let's look at the price action. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Another level. I'm going to mark this one off. I mean, we got a lot of touches within this region here, so that is confirmed. We do have a little bit of a bounce and a cross back up on stochastics. Maybe Maybe looking for a rejection of the bearish control zone. I want to see continuation, right? I want to see continuation to the upside, but we got this low call here on RSI with bullish divergence. That much is true. RSI is back above the 50 read. Again, another critical read, critical read. That 50 read is very critical from my perspective, forcing the exponential back to a positive slope. We do see a little bit of weakness on the RSI, but I have no reason not to think that this won't, at the very least, keep continuing to this region here. We do see a little bit of a rejection confirmed of this region here on yesterday's candle closure, but I'm still biased to the upside a little bit unless we see a pullback all the way down to this region at $6.32. And if we close below that region, I'll be looking for a greater pullback all the way down to $5.78. But momentum oscillators are postured, excuse my mumbling of the words, are postured to the upside, except for volatility. We do see volatility still in the contraction phase. What I would be really excited about is to see expansion on some pump action to the upside or even to the downside. I do play both sides of the coin here, so that's kind of it for Siri. Definitely consolidating right now, and until the consolidation discontinues either to the upside or to the downside, I don't have much more to say as far as probability of targets being met. Again, I want to see confirmation. I want to see the $6.65 break and confirm as support before I, truly extend targets back to this prior high region. Or is that the all-time high? Nah, not necessarily the all-time high. But if we do see a change of behavior, this is the change of behavior point, right? This is where I go from, intermediately bullish to absolutely colossally bullish, is if we take this region out at $7.30. Candle closure above there obviously would lead to a target test of this region here, roughly $7.60. And if we take out $7.60, I'm going to have to bring out Fibonacci extension levels. But that is well and far away, everybody. That is well and far away on this one. So, it's an uptrend. An uptrend is an uptrend, and the trend is your friend until the end of the trend. We do have a lot of touch points on a diagonal here that are confirmed. So I'm bullish. I'm definitely bullish on this one, except I'm not long-term bullish. I always look at those critical levels as critical levels for a reason, because we could see price action pump all the way back up here and reject and just initiate a nasty bear market. However, looking at the way Syria has been performing during its entire lifetime, it is more likely that does not happen. This one's actually very bullish, long time bullish. So, that's going to be it for Siri. Jennifer says thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, everybody. I do appreciate you being here. I thought the video was going to end, but I got another request, and I will always fulfill those requests as my chair gets tangled up with my carpet. And until next time, again, you guys, thank you for being here. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be back